Hello and welcome to ET Now Hangouts with me, Ankita Saxena. Well, I'm back with yet another exciting episode of interesting conversations with influencers, leaders, and the latest trends. Well, besides being known for its heritage and culture, India is also famous for one more thing, and that is producing beauty queens on international platforms. And unless you are living under a rock, you would know that the prestigious Miss World pageant will be held on the 9th of March in India this time round. Well, in our studio, we have a very special guest who will be representing India for Miss World 2023. I'm in conversation with Sini Shetty, Femina Miss India World 2022. Sini, welcome to ET Now Hangouts. It's a pleasure to have you in the show today.
Hi Ankita, likewise.
Sini, how are you feeling? What is the excitement? Miss World is coming back to India after a hiatus of 27 years. And you're not just representing India on an international platform. The platform itself is coming to India. Does that add on to the pressure? You know, it's like India playing a World Cup in India.
Pressure, absolutely not. But I would like to believe that yes, the wait has been long. It's been 27 years and Miss World has come back to India again. I'm actually super elated and excited at the same time because I get to host 120 countries across the globe that are coming to my India, and I get to showcase everything. I get to host them and, you know, live up to the entire Indian standard of Atithi Devo Bhava, the guest is a god. So I am super excited, and the fact that the crown is coming back to India, there's a good possible chance that it won't go back.
Oh, here's hoping. I love the confidence, I love the energy, but you must be going through a very grueling schedule, a lot of learning that's underway right now. Tell us what have been your learnings and takeaways that our young viewers can really benefit from.
I've been in training for the last 2 years, and this entire, you know, the time of my reign has been one of my best experience. The teachings that the learnings that I've gotten throughout this entire period, the amount of people that I've met, the exposure that I've gotten, you know, you learn about the world a lot more by being with them, learning about them. And Miss World as a platform has done such incredible work. It only motivates you to do more. So I think my one learning would be to be the best observer. Just sit, compose yourself, observe and learn from it and apply it to your life.
Right. You know, you also went through Miss India and now Miss World. How different is it? Does the training change, or now that you will be competing with international contestants versus Indian contestants? I personally believe that Indians are way more competitive in that sense. Like, I think Miss India is more competitive. Is that true? I don't know.
Not really. I think, you know, when you enter a pageant or a competition, you go with a feeling to have the best experience and have fun. As much as it is a competition. But you know, when you enter that space, that belonging of being together for more than a month, you become sisters, you become a family.
But there's a competition.
There is competition where, you know, you do not try to prove the other, you know, you do not want to stand out in front of the others, you just want to be your best. You want to perform your best and you want to shine on that stage that night. So, you know, the winning is dependent on how bright you're shining, how good you are performing on stage, and that, you know, dash of luck on it.
Why do you think you won Miss India, and why do you think you deserve to win Miss World? Like, what is that secret sauce for winning?
Well,
besides the dash of luck, because I think that's also very important.
That's very important, I know. But, you know, I think there's one factor where you believe in yourself and you know you are the it moment when you're on the stage. When you're performing your best, when you're being true to yourself, that authenticity, but being the best version of yourself on that stage. And remembering that, you know, the audience is your center stage and you just have to look into it from your soul and give your best performance. That's what makes you win, and I think that's what worked for me in Miss India as well.
And that applies to life in general.
Life in general as well. Be your best self. Be kind. And life will work out in your own way.
Right. But I want to talk to you about, Sini, about a flip side of the pageants, or the much debated fact that, you know, do beauty pageants propagate unrealistic standards of beauty? Now, the world over, we have seen international beauty brands like Victoria's Secret completely change their narrative after the kind of backlash that they faced from the public. Also, back home, HUL had to change Fair and Lovely to Glow and Lovely because of the backlash they were facing. So, the world is changing very rapidly. It's more woke right now. What is your take on that? Do you think beauty pageant is a very small part of a very big systemic problem? Or do you think, there is no problem or there's nothing wrong with having beauty pageants?
I feel that, beauty pageants have come a long way. We all started from somewhere, and today we have come with the motive of being inclusive. And we, as I am a part of a beauty pageant that is so unique. It's called Miss World, and the entire, concept and nuance of Miss World is about beauty with a purpose.
Yeah.
Well, as much as beauty is important, it's also about the purpose you bring to life and to others.
Yeah.
It's about the work you do. It's about how you think of others. It's about your personality and what would you give back to the world. So it's a lot more. And as a fact, Miss World as a pageant has raised over 1.4 billion funds for social service across the world.
Okay.
And that's actually the significance of how important a beauty pageant can be to the world and what message it gives out. So I know there's a long way to go. There's always a long way to go. You can always improve and get better to the next level. But I still feel that, beauty pageant sends that sweet, strong message across that is needed to the world.
Right. So tell us, what is your message to the world? What is your Beauty with Purpose initiative?
Well, my Beauty with Purpose initiative is called Ashai.
Yes.
That means ray of hope. And it's very close to my heart because growing up, I've always believed that being independent, being strong in your own way, and understanding what is the gap between education and employment is very important. I have been a student of accounts and finance.
We'll come to that.
I have been someone who has taken over multiple job roles when it comes to finance, when it comes to marketing. And I know that gap was there. I came from a place where, English was not the first spoken language. So there was always a gap between language and social skills and soft skills for me.
Yeah.
But that training period where I was groomed, where I learned professionalism, where I learned public speaking was so important to me, and maybe the entire reason why I am here today.
Yeah.
So my entire project revolves around people to understand the importance of soft skills and, reaching to every child and letting them know that they're not alone. We are all in this together, and every help that I could give through my project Ashai and the Miss World project is, I have my extensive hand in it.
Right. Sini, you spoke about how you've been through different facets of your life, being an accounting student, and you were also preparing for your CFA, right, to become a financial analyst. And ET Now, of course, is a business news channel, so I can't help but ask you, do you invest? And if you do, then how do you like to invest your money? For the young viewers, we always encourage them to invest. So tell us, what are your areas of investment, or what fascinates you?
Let me just tell you how I got into accountancy actually. Ever since I was a kid, I used to do this very, I don't know, it was a very silly thing that I did, that whenever I'm traveling and I see a number plate, I used to add up the numbers behind the number plate and give a solution to my mom saying that, hey, mom, listen, I did the math in 1 second. And that's how my interest in math kind of increased, and that's when I got introduced to accountancy. I still remember my math teacher telling me that, you are so in books and in accounts when it comes to handling things, you should really pursue accountancy. And that's how I was fond of it. And I grew fond of not only accountancy, but investments and banking. And I started doing financial analysis. That was my entire take on why I wanted to do certified financial analysis, along with marketing, so that, I could have my own business and understand the, dynamics of how to run a company. And when it comes to investments, I am a balance between modern transactions and old money. I believe that for youth especially, safe investments like mutual funds, bonds, they're very important, and I'm someone who really believes in it. But I'm also someone who believes in old money, because something that comes from my family, this is something very traditional. I still remember being 4 and my mom gifted me my first bracelet, gold bracelet, and she told me that, this has a lot of value and this is an investment. And you should take it ahead. So I think I found my balance between both of it.
So you like gold investments?
I like gold investments. I'm looking into real estate opportunities as well. But at the same time, safe investments like mutual funds, FDs, bonds is something that I'm...
You're definitely not a crypto person.
I am. That was the next thing that I'm coming to. And today's youth has now taken me to a new direction, into stocks and now into crypto. Well, I know that, coming from a place where safe investments are necessary, this is something that I do after proper knowledge. after the proper research, after understanding what the terms of crypto is, and then getting into it.
Right, very well said, Sini. The other thing that you mentioned was also about soft skills. So coming to that, and you were somebody who's worked for a marketing firm as
Correct.
well. You know, these days, the most important skill I feel is how you market yourself, right? You could have all the degrees in place and you could be very good at your work, but if you cannot market or project yourself in a certain way, you may not do as well as somebody else who's better at EQ, the emotional quotient, instead of the IQ. That's a very important part of your personality, and you're somebody who's getting trained, you know, day in and day out with
Correct.
that. So for our young viewers, could you share some tips on how can one build a good personality or a good EQ?
Well, you've rightly said that, presentation matters the most.
Yeah.
I think being in the field and understanding the
Yeah.
concept and genre of working around marketing, I've understood that, presentation and presenting yourself in front of the public is really important. And public speaking,
Yeah.
understanding what your personality is and then growing towards that direction. Keeping yourself, presented in a way where public could also understand you and inspire from you is very important.
Being relatable.
Being relatable and being authentic to your own true self is something that is very important and comes as a key part of your personality.
Yeah, because it's very hard to live up to an image that you make up.
Exactly. How much can you act in your life? It's so easy to just be yourself and entertain the entire world.
Yeah, speaking of acting and entertainment, any plans to enter Bollywood? Because that's the next step for or are you planning to complete your CFA?
I'm actually very inclined towards completing my CFA first because that's been one of my, core, how do I say, it's been a dream actually. Ever since I was in 11th grade, I still remember I had written it down in back of my notebook that I want to do CFA and I will complete it. Well, I am someone who knocks on every opportunity, whenever I open a door, if there's an opportunity standing and if I can see growth in that direction, I would move towards it. So if acting is something that would give in the 4 years, if I get some acting gigs, of course I would like to explore that area as well.
Right. Also, Sini, you are a woman in a very competitive industry. What have been your challenges and what have been your learnings, or how have you navigated through them?
When you talk about the challenges in my life, I do not look at it as challenges. That's the best part and the beauty of it. I have always thought of an obstacle as a stepping stone for me to just get better and learn from it. There has been challenges too. I had the biggest career switch.
Yeah.
I mean, living 2 different lives in the same year is not very easy. Understanding the dynamics of how life will look forward, is the decision right?
Yeah.
You also have to think about your family because you come from a conservative family, and giving, the biggest challenge actually going out to your parents and telling them that, I'm dropping something that I've been working for the last 5 years because this is something that I'm inclined to. Well, there's always logical reasoning to it.
Yeah.
And I felt that if you have logical reasoning and if your heart says yes, there's no challenge in your life. You just can grab anything and you can achieve anything in life.
Also, Sini, are you on social media? Of course, you are on social media, but how often are you on social media? Are you a scroller? And because social media, do you think it's a boon or do you think it's a menace, given the kind of impact that it has on the mental health of the more impressionable younger people? What is your take on social media and how do you deal with trolls?
Well, I believe that social media has to be a game changer in today's generation. Social media has taken the scale and entity of how you live today to a different level. It's actually a report card, if you see. By the day end, you know how you have lived through the day, how many people have liked you, how many people have not liked you. So it's actually a report card. Well, I do believe that it's a boon, but it's also on the usage. Today's, teenagers have to understand, or today's generation has to understand that social media is not the real life. It's the real life. There is a lot more to life than that. Of course, it's a part of it. It gives you voice, it gives you opinion, it gives you understanding statement about what's happening across the globe. But it is also a part of your life. It is not your entire life. So, yes, that's what I think.
And how do you deal with trolls? Do you get trolled, by the way, or how do you deal with them? How do you deal with negative comments?
I think the best way to deal with comments is take in the positive criticism, and if there's something to an extent, you know yourself better. I don't think others' judgment should affect you in any way possible.
Right, Sini, it was lovely to have you on the show, but we won't let you go just like that. We'll play a quick rapid fire round
perfect.
with you. Are you ready for it?
Yes, let's go.
All right, then let's begin. Your guilty pleasure.
My guilty pleasure would be rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine for the 100th time.
Your pet peeve.
My pet peeve is seeing an untidy room. I cannot. I will leave everything and I will clean that room.
Okay, what motivates you?
Just seeing myself stand at the same place every year.
Okay, and the best advice you ever received?
The best advice I've ever received is from my mom, that never look back. If you have chosen a direction, move forward and achieve whatever you want to.
What is that one trait that defines you?
Happy-go-lucky girl.
Your deepest fears?
My deepest fear is immobility.
Immobility?
Yes, it's actually very funny because I've been a dancer for the longest time.
Okay, like that.
And the thought, and it's been my happy space, happy place. Every time I am sad or I'm worried or I'm anxious, I know I lock myself in a room and I just start dancing. So the day, I cannot think of the day that I cannot get up and cannot see a day where I do not dance. And also it's been a factor that's been close to my heart because my elder brother went through cerebral palsy a few years ago. So I've seen and lived through that pain, and I wouldn't want anyone, not even my worst enemy, to go through that.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, what is that one quality you think will make you win Miss World title?
Humility.
All right. Humility, and here's wishing you lots and lots of luck, Sini. Go and win that crown for all of us.
I hope I make you all proud. Blessings is all I need.
Here's hoping, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Had a good time.
Well, with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. You don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.